another live stream today. Today's live stream is gonna be a Friday the 13th live stream. So today is gonna be a Friday the 13th live stream. I decided to do a live stream for Friday the 13th. In this video, we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th. We could talk about the day, or we can talk about Friday the 13th, the movie. I think that's what I want to talk about in this video. We're going to be talking about the Friday the 13th franchise. Obviously, I got my Friday the 13th shirt on for the live stream. And then I got a bunch of merchandise that I have off to the side that I'm going to show on stream to everybody. So this video, we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th. So if you have like any Friday the 13th specific questions you would like to ask me, or if you would like to say anything about Friday the 13th in the chat, that would be cool. I decided to do this Friday the 13th live stream today because the next Friday the 13th isn't until November. It would be November 13th of 2026, and that's a pretty long ways away. So in this video, we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th. If you have any questions about Friday the 13th in the chat, just post in the chat. And then, we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th throughout the whole stream. I'm waiting for some more people to join before I show off what I have in my Friday the 13th collection. So, this Friday the 13th shirt that I'm currently wearing right now is a part of my Friday the 13th collection. It has a bunch of Jason masks on it, and I do have another Friday the 13th shirt. I just didn't want to dig it out, but I do have another Friday the 13th shirt. It's basically it's a Friday 13 shirt, kind of like this. It has a Jason mask on it, but it's just it doesn't have this type of like Friday the 13th pattern like this shirt has, but it's just the regular Jason mask on it. But I'm waiting for some more people to join before I show off my Friday the 13th collection. So if anybody would like to tell their friends about this live stream, please do. Because this is kind of a special live stream. I typically don't do live streams on Fridays, but because it is Friday the 13th, and this is the last Friday the 13th until November Friday the 13th, I decided to do this live stream today. And we're going to be talking about Friday the 13th in this live stream. And if you have any questions about Friday the 13th, post in chat. And we're just going to be talking about Friday the 13th in general. Jackson Uwu, E2G. Hi, what's up, man? Okay, I think there's enough people in the live stream now that I'll start showing off my Friday the 13th collection. So the first thing in my Friday the 13th collection is the Friday the 13th 4-movie collection, which is Friday the 13th Uncut, Friday the 13th Part 2, Friday the 13th Part 3 3D, and Friday the 13th The Final Chapter. So here's what the DVD looks like. This is one of the first Friday the 13th DVDs that I bought on DVD. So I'm not too sure where I picked this up. I either picked up this DVD at either Walmart or FYE, because I know that Walmart and FYE were both selling both of these DVDs. So yeah. So so this is journey back to Camp Crystal Lake and re-experience the screams, the terror, and the blood of Jason horrifying legacy in this killer collection of the first 4 Friday the 13th movies. Friday the 13th Uncut. With the addition of the unrated footage and insight special features, plunge deeper into the film that spawned 11 sequels and the genre's unstoppable bad guy, Jason Voorhees. Unwary campers ignore local warnings one by one. They find out how lucky Friday the 13th can be. So, and then you got Friday the 13th Friday the 13th Part 2, and then you got Friday the 13th Part 4 3D, which this is Friday the 13th Part 3 3D is the cut of the movie that was in 3D. It's presented in 2D and 3D, though you would need 3D glasses to watch the 3D cut of this DVD. Carrie B5967. Hi. Miguel Animados. Hi, Miguel Animados. Do you have any suggestions for any lost media videos you would like to suggest me in the future? Or any videos on my channel in general you would like to suggest? Don Crumpton, Don Crumpton, 2315. Hi, what's up? Hi. And then there's Friday the 13th final chapter on this DD. Carrie B5968. Hey, I'm so glad that you are like myself. I love horror films. Yes, I love horror films as well. Okay, the next DVD I picked up, I'm not sure where I picked this one up either. I either picked this up at either Walmart or FYE, I'm not sure. But then there's the Friday the 13th Part 5 through 8 collection, which has Friday the 13th Part 5, The New Beginning, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, and Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. And, so yeah, here's what this DVD is. I either picked this up DVD from either Walmart or FYE. Now, the next DVD I for surely know, what I surely know is that I picked this DVD up at DVD. I know I picked up this DVD at FYE. Kari B5967. What's your all-time favorite horror film ever? My all-time favorite horror film ever is Child's Play 1988. Child's Play 1988 was the very first horror movie that I ever seen. It was my first introduction into Chucky the Killer Doll, and Chucky is one of my favorite horror characters. He's one of my favorite horror characters ever. He's in my favorite franchise, and he's in my favorite movie, so I'm going to have to go with Child's Play 1988. But Child's Play 2 is also really good as well. But I'm pretty sure I picked up this movie at FYE. I picked it up at FYE. It's the two film collection of Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X on DVD. So I got the two R-rated versions of Jason X and Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. These discs were also made in Mexico, but I got the two R-rated versions. I don't have the unrated version of Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. And then I also have Freddy vs. Jason on DVD. I also picked this up. At FYE as well. So Freddy vs. Jason, the New Line Platinum Series edition of it. And yeah, so I got Freddy vs. Jason on DVD. And then I also got the widescreen edition of Friday the 13th Killer Cut. So this is the Friday the 13th remake. This is Friday the 13th, the remake. I also got this on DVD. And then we're about to finish up the collection here. We're about to finish up the Friday the 13th collection here. I got Friday the 13th, the game for the PS4, though you can't play Friday the 13th, the game anymore on PlayStation or Xbox, though you can play it on PC, though. You can play Friday the 13th, the game, if you have a PC. You actually can play the full version of that game on PC, but for PlayStation and Xbox and other consoles other than PC, you can't play it. So I have Friday the 13th, the game, on for my PS4, and I bought this from GameStop for $39. Okay, so now we're coming down to the last item. The last two items is I got this signed Ari Lyman, or Lyman. I think it's Ari Lyman. I got this Ari Lyman mask from my cousin Amanda and her husband John for my birthday last year. It's a signed Ari Lyman mask, and if you don't know who Ari Lyman is, he played Child Jason in the original Friday the 13th movie. So you know at the end of Friday the 13th where the kid jumps out of the water and brings the girl down into the water? Well, that's who signed this mask. The original Kid Jason, who played Kid Jason in Friday the 13th in 1980, signed this mask. And I got this mask for my birthday. I got this from my cousin Amanda and her husband John. So thank you to my cousin Amanda and her husband John for getting me this mask. But they bought this mask for me. They said they got this from, I believe they said they got it at an antique store in Erie, Pennsylvania. So that's where this mask has been picked up. And then I had this little signature from Ari Lyman in this protective padding. So I got another autograph from Ari Lyman. He signed the mask, and he signed this little Velcro thing. So, yep. That's my little Friday the 13th collection. I wish I could say that I have more, but I'm not really I'm not a big, huge, horror collector. For me, it's more about watching the movies. I'm not really a big-ass collector. Kari B5967. Mine would be 1978 Halloween and 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I have collected many horror films. Same here. I have collected many horror films throughout my life. And I'm only 21, and I'm going to be turning 22 in March. Yes, I like the original Halloween, and I like the original 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What's up, Jeffrey? Oh, thank you for sharing my stream, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. Carrie B5967. I also subscribe to your channel. I think a remake of Friday the 13th Part 3 3D would be awesome. Well, I kind of doubt that they're going to be making a remake of Friday the 13th Part 3 3D. Though I did hear a couple of movie theaters throughout the United States are re-showing Friday the 13th Part 3. Though I don't know if it's in 3D. But I did hear from a couple of my friends that throughout the United States that Friday the 13th Part 3, Part 4, and Part 6 are going to be playing throughout the United States of America. So check your local theater to see if they're playing Friday the 13th. I don't know if mine is, but I did hear from other people that Friday the 13th will be playing in movie theaters, and Friday the 13th Part 3, 3D will be playing, though I don't know if the movie will be only 2D or 3D. I'm not sure. Carrie B5967. That's so cool. Great autograph. Thank you. I appreciate it. I would like to thank my cousin Amanda and her husband John for getting me that signed mask. They told me they got the mask at an antique store in Erie, Pennsylvania, and they bought it for me for my birthday, so now I have it. Other than that, that is my Friday the 13th collection. I don't really have anything else. Like I said, I got this Friday the 13th t-shirt. That's pretty cool. And then I have another Jason t-shirt. It's in my closet. I was trying to find it, but I didn't want to go digging for it all day, so I have like 2 Friday the 13th shirts. But other than that, that's pretty much it for my Friday the 13th collection. So the rest of this live stream is going to be me. The rest of this live stream is going to be me talking to you guys in the chat about Friday the 13th. So if there's anything you would like to talk about that's Friday the 13th related, please do. Okay, let's start off. What are your guys' favorite Friday the 13th movie? My favorite Friday the 13th movie is Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. Though I also really do like Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Those two movies are tied for my number one spot for me. I really do enjoy both movies, but I would have to say Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, is my favorite. So post in the chat, what is your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Just let me know in the chat. What's your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Just let me know in the chat, guys, what your favorite Friday the 13th movie is. I've already said mine. Next question would be, who's your favorite Jason? I would say my favorite Jason is a tie in between C.J. Graham and Kane Hodder. I like both. I like C.J. Graham and I like Kane Hodder. So post in the chat, what is your favorite Friday the 13th movie, and who's your favorite Jason Voorhees? Who is your favorite Jason Voorhees? I'm waiting for some people to post in the chat. What is your guys' favorite non-Jason Voorhees character? My favorite non-Jason Voorhees character is Tommy Jarvis. Now, I specifically like the Thom Matthews Tommy Jarvis. The one guy that played him in Part 5 was okay. I don't think he fit the role of Tommy Jarvis very well. And Corey Feldman, he was good as kid Tommy Jarvis, but I don't think Corey Feldman would do well as adult Tommy Jarvis. I think that was really for Thom Matthews. Uh, Carrie B5967, you are so freaking cool. My favorite Friday the 13th, of course, is part 1, 2, and 3. That's nice. My favorite Friday the 13th movie is Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter. But I also do like Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. It's excuse me, I burped. It's in between. It's a tie for me. It's in between those two. I really like Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, or is it called the Final Friday? No, that's Jason Goes to Hell, the final chapter. And then I also like Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. And then of course you guys can post in the chat who's your favorite Jason. My favorite Jason is in between C.J. Graham and Cade Hodder. I think both of them played a really well. Played really well as Jason. And then my favorite character besides Jason is Tommy Jarvis. And my favorite actor who played Tommy Jarvis was Thom Matthews. Though I did like Corey Feldman, but he played a good kid Tommy Jarvis. I don't think he would be able to play adult Tommy Jarvis. Part 5's Jason, Friday the 13th, The New Beginnings, Tommy Jarvis was okay. DJ Hill, do you skateboard? No, I do not skateboard. I've never learned how to skateboard. I don't know how to skateboard. So to answer your question, no, I do not know how to skateboard. Carrie B5967. I did like the actor who played Tommy Jarvis as an adult. Of course, he was ripped. Yeah, I'm guessing you're referring to Thom Matthews. So there's 3 Tommy Jarvises. There's Kid Tommy Jarvis that was played by Corey Feldman, and then there was Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning, and that was played by, I can't remember the dude's name, but he was played out by that one guy. And then Thom Matthews played adult Tommy Jarvis, though I'm guessing Tommy Jarvis in Friday the 13th, A New Beginning is either like a older teenager or an adolescent adult, like in his early 20s. I'm not sure. But yeah, so yeah, what else? What other questions can I say about Friday the 13th? I'm starting to run out of questions, Ari. You could tell I'm running out of questions if I didn't have this live stream planned. I didn't really have this live stream planned very well. I wanted to do it because it was Friday the 13th. And the next Friday the 13th isn't until November, so. But, let's see. I'm trying to think here. Carrie B5967. I love the music in all Friday the 13th. Yeah, the music in Friday the 13th is pretty good. I like the music. Ooh, that could lead in my next question. Anybody else in the live stream watching, post in the chat, what is your favorite soundtrack of Friday the 13th and which movie would it be? For me, what is my favorite soundtrack for Friday the 13th? I would say I like the soundtrack for Freddy vs. Jason. I think the soundtrack for I think the soundtrack for Freddy vs. Jason was good. I like the soundtrack in that movie. But in general, all the Friday the 13th movies have a good soundtrack, so it's kind of hard to say. Oh, excuse me, I burped again. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would say Freddy vs. Jason is my favorite soundtrack. But please post in the chat, what are your favorite Friday the 13th soundtrack, and what movie would it be from? Um, Carrie B5967. I didn't care much for the opening of part 3 with the 80s pop song. Just didn't do it for me. I mean, I guess that's not for everybody. I mean, I'm not really. I mean, yeah, I'm not really. I'm not really watching the Friday the 13th movies for the opening credits of the movie. Though I do like the opening scene where they have the Friday the 13th logo and it does something. Like, I believe in, like, I think in, like, I think in Friday the 13th Part 1, the Friday the 13th logo shatters. In Friday the 13th Part 2, the logo of Friday the 13th explodes. Yeah, so I don't really care for the opening credits, but I do like what they do with the title card. Like, in example would be in, like, Friday the 13th. They have the logo shatter. I like that, but after that, I do not really care. And most of the time, the beginnings of the movies, uh, most of the time, like, most of the time they do a recap of the movie. You can just call me Carrie. Kari or Carrie? Carrie? I don't know. You can just call me Kari. And what was your favorite scene in the very first one? My favorite scene in the very first one. I'm probably gonna give a stereotypical answer, and it's probably is stereotypical, but I like the scene where the young Kevin Bacon gets killed. He's like, him and his girlfriend are having sex on the bed, and Jason, or no, wait, I'm thinking of another scene from another Friday the 13th movie. It's the scene where Kevin Bacon is laying on the bed. Car, Carrie. Okay, Carrie. Okay, Carrie. Yeah, I'm saying his name right. Carrie. That's what I thought it was. Carrie. Carrie. Yeah, Carrie. Yeah. Yeah, I knew I was saying his name right. But, yeah, my favorite scene is the one with Kevin Bacon where he's laying down in the bed and Jason, stabs him from under the bed with, like, the spear, and it goes up into his chest. That's my favorite scene of the first one. But there's a lot of good Friday. Oh, that leads me into the next question for you guys. What is your favorite Friday the 13th kill of all time? What is your favorite Friday the 13th kill? I would have to say my favorite Friday the 13th kill would come in Jason X, where Jason puts the girl's head in what's it called? What's it called? I'm blanking here. What's it called? You know, the freezing ice or whatever. he puts the head in there, and then her face is all frozen, and he throws her down, and her face smashes into pieces. Yeah, I like that scene. Yeah, I like that scene. That one, that's my favorite of the Friday the 13th franchise. But then again, there's a lot of good kills in the Friday the 13th franchise, so there's more than one. But I would have to say that's my favorite. Ooh, another question I can ask is another question I can ask people. What are people's thoughts on Friday the 13th, the video game? What are you guys' thoughts on Friday the 13th, the video game? Did you guys like the Friday the 13th, the video game? I know that I did. Unfortunately, you can't play Friday the 13th video game on console anymore, but you can play it on a PC, and you can also play it on a Steam Deck. A Steam Deck. Also, another question I'm thinking about right now is, what is your favorite Jason mask? What is your favorite Jason mask? What is my favorite Jason mask? What is my favorite Jason mask? I think my favorite Jason mask is in part 4, part 7, part 8, and part 9. I think I'm the biggest fan of my favorite Jason mask would have to be part 3. My favorite mask would have to be part 4 and then part 7 through part 9. I like how the mask is dirty. I like how the mask is weathered. I like how there's like the mask continues the previous continuity, because in like, I believe it was Friday the 13th part 3, the final girl, Debbie, is that her name? Debbie? I'm pretty sure her name is Debbie. But Debbie hits Jason in the head with an axe, and there's the cut from the axe. There's a cut from the axe in there. So that's my favorite mask. I like part 4, and then I like part 8 through part 7. The mask in part 2 reminded me of the film The Town That Dreaded Sundown. Yes, if you did not know, the people that directed, wrote, and produced Friday the 13th, they got the sack mask from the town the town that dreaded sundown. They took inspiration from that. So that's where they got the sack mask for Friday the 13th part 2. Is they got inspiration from the town that dreaded sundown, because the town that dreaded sundown came out first. Also, I actually watched the town that dreaded sundown recently, because somebody suggested me to watch it, and from that point, I've never seen it before, so I gave it a watch. I gave the original a watch, and I gave the 2014 reboot a watch. I thought the original the town that dreaded sundown that came out, I thought it was a decent movie. I thought it was decent, leaning towards the good side. I would give the original Town That Dreaded Sundown a 5 out of 10. And then I actually like the reboot of the Town That Dreaded Sundown in 2014 a little bit more. I thought the Town That Dreaded Sundown in 2014 was a good movie. I liked the story, and I liked everything about it. I liked the cinematography, I liked the music, I liked the casting of the movie, the actors. I pretty much liked everything about that movie except for the ending. I wasn't really a big fan of the ending of the 2014 Town That Dreaded Sundown. Personally, I like the original Town That Dreaded Sundown's ending more. And if you did not know, the Town That Dreaded Sundown is actually based on a real person. It is a true story. It's based on a real killer. So, if you did not know that about the Town That Dreaded Sundown, it's based on a true story. Obviously, it's a fictionalized version of it, but it's based off a true story. Carrie, do you like haunted house films? I bet you never saw the film Burnt Offerings. And you are correct. I have never seen Burnt Offerings, but if you are suggesting that movie to me, I will give it a watch. But, haunted house films, you know what? I can't really say that I've watched too many haunted house horror movies. Maybe that's not the niche or the subgenre I'm into, or maybe I'm just not looking for those movies. Me, myself, I'm kind of more of a slasher guy. Oh, please do. It's on Tubi. Well, I do have Tubi, and I do have Tubi. And I do plan on giving it a watch now. That kid from LA. Yo, what's up, G? That kid from LA 24. Steelers fan. Yes, I am a Steelers fan. But in this live stream, we are talking about Friday the 13th. So, that... excuse me, I burped. So, that kid from LA 24. What is your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Post in the chat. What is your favorite Friday the 13th movie? Go. Tell me. And yes, I am a Steelers fan, but that's not really what this live stream is about today. Yeah, I like slashers, but I love the total suspense that makes slashers much better. Yeah. Yeah. The genre of, bro, that's tough. That kid from LA 24, bro, that's tough. You can't tell me what your favorite Friday the 13th movie is? Or, here, let me ask you this question. That kid from LA 24. Do you like Friday the 13th movies more, or do you like the character of Jason more than the movies? So, do you like the movies more than Jason, or do you like Jason more than the movies? Answer that question. Yeah, and I like slashers. I love the total cause and make slashers much better. Yeah, I'm very much... Okay, well, then let me ask you another question. What movie... if you like Jason more than the movies, then which Jason is your favorite? Is CJ Graham your favorite? Is Kane Hodder your favorite? Is, the multiple other Jasons in the franchise? There's more than one Jason. There's more than one guy who played Jason. I can't remember all the names on the top of my head right now, but who's your favorite Jason? CJ Graham, the Jason from 1980. So you're saying your favorite is Ari Lyman? Because I have a signed mask of Ari Lyman. Yes, so I got a signed mask of Ari. So I got a signed mask of Ari Lyman, and then I also got this. Like signed Velcro thing as well. And if you're wondering how I got the signed Ari Lyman mask, I got the mask. How I got the mask is I got the mask from my cousin Amanda and her husband John, which is my real cousin in real life, and her husband. They bought me the mask for my birthday last year. So I got it for my birthday last year, and it would be almost a year now, because my birthday is March 23rd, 2004, so my birthday is coming up really quick. But I've had this mask over a year. But my cousin Amanda and her husband John told me they bought this mask at an antique store in Erie, Pennsylvania. So that's where I got the mask. But yeah, so that's my signed Ari Lyman mask. But yeah. So Ari Lyman is a good kid, Jason. But I know you said that Ari Lyman is your favorite, Jason. But who's your favorite adult, Jason? That's more of the question that I was trying to ask that kid from LA24. Who is your favorite adult, Jason? Is it CJ Graham? Is it Kane Hodder? Is it one of the other people that played Jason? Like in part 2, part 3, part 5? Uh, uh, Did you know that Ari Lyman is a rock musician? Yes, I did know that Ari Lyman is a rock musician. I did know he was a rock musician, so that's pretty cool. That kid from LA24, Derek Mears. Okay, cool. Uh, uh, Derek Mears is my favorite. And what Jason is that? Is that part 2? Is that part 2 or is that part 4? I can't remember. I think that's part 4, right? Oh, 2009. Oh, so you're telling me you like the remake? Well, guess what? I got the remake on DVD too. I actually, if you did not watch my stream earlier, I showed off my whole collection of all my Friday the 13th movies. But yes, I do have Friday the 13th, the Killer Cut on DVD. And then I got all the other movies on DVD. But like I said, so, okay. So, that kid from LA, 24. What I have concluded is that your favorite Friday the 13th movie might be either Friday the 13th Part 1 or the Friday the 13th remake in 2009. Those are my guesses. Because other than that, I'm... Did you get in that Friday the 13th 3D glasses to watch part 3? So obviously I was born in the year 2004. So at that point, Friday the 13th Part 3 3D already came out on DVD, already came out in theaters, and it was already out on DVD already. Now, I got the Friday the 13th the 4 movie collection, which has the Friday the 13th Part 3 3D movie in it, but it does not include the 3D glasses. So if I ever want to watch that movie in 3D, well, I can watch it in 3D, I just don't have 3D glasses. But I would have to get 3D glasses somewhere to watch them. That kid from LA24, yeah, those were both really good. Well, let me ask you a question, that kid from LA24. Other than Friday the 13th, Yeah, my DVD pack has the glasses. Yeah, unfortunately, I got mine in the Friday the 13th, the 4 movie collection, which is presented in 3D and 2D, but the 3D glasses are not included, so unfortunately, I can watch the movie in 3D, I just don't have the 3D glasses. Okay, that kid from LA 24. So I was gonna ask you, other than the original Friday the 13th, what can you give me mod, please? That kid from LA 24. I'm sorry, man. I'm not gonna give you mod, and the reason is because I just met you today. I just don't randomly give people mods that I don't know. I don't know you really well. We just met. It's okay, man. I know I'm new. Anyway, yeah, so back to what I was saying. I was gonna ask you a question. So that kid from LA 24, um, other than Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th, what would you say is your favorite Friday the 13th movie of the original franchise? Which one would you say it would be, other than the original Friday the 13th? Which one would you say it is? Which one would you say it is? Obviously, I've said what my favorite is already. 1984. I think that's part 4, right? 1984. I believe that's. Um, where's my DVD? Let me see. Um, yeah, that would be. Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's. Yeah, that would be Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter. So yeah, okay. So you like Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter. I like Friday the 13th, part 4, the favorite chapter. I would say out of all the movies in the Friday the 13th franchise, that one is my favorite. Though Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter, does have competition because I do like Friday. Because I do like Friday the 13th, part 6, Jason Lives, as much as Friday the 13th, part 4, the final chapter. So I really like both. What's up, that kid from LA 24? I don't know if you heard what I said. That one was really good. I agree. Let's see. Cool shirt, by the way. Cool shirt, by the way. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do have a collection of horror shirts. I only have 2 Friday the 13th shirts. So this is one of the Friday the 13th shirts that I'm wearing today for my stream. So I picked up this shirt at Walmart, and then I also have another Jason shirt in my closet. I could not find it. I would have to rummage around my closet and try to find it, but this is the second shirt. Originally, I was going to wear a Goosebumps shirt for this live stream. Imagine that, me wearing a Goosebumps shirt on a Friday the 13th live stream. I had to think that over before this live stream started. And think about it. Think about it. I would be coming into the live stream wearing a Friday the be wearing I would be wearing Night of the Living Dummy 2 t-shirt from Goosebumps instead of Friday the 13th shirt. That one makes sense. The the final chapter was the possible ending of the franchise, but money talks, laughing out. Yes, it does. Though, I mean, I'm not really the biggest fan of Friday the 13th, A New Beginning. I can understand why some people might like that movie, but personally, it's not my favorite. I would say that movie is towards the bottom of my ranking for the Friday the 13th movies. That kid from LA24, I gotta get going, man. Okay, thank you for joining that kid from LA24. If you like this live stream, please don't forget to please like, subscribe. Please don't forget to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel to check out all my videos and turn on all my notifications to see my new videos that come out. And please join more live streams in the future to help my watch hours go up. So thank you. If you do that, thank you. I appreciate that. But I'll make sure to watch other streams. I subscribed. I got you, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you're wondering when my next live stream will be, I plan on doing a gaming stream on Tuesday at 6 p.m. East Coast time. Though, for other parts of the United States, Central time, it will be 5 p.m. and Western time, it will be 4 p.m. But I don't know where you live, but yeah, that's where that's going to be. But yeah, so yeah, just, that's my next live stream. I plan on doing a gaming stream of Roblox on Tuesday, because people have voted me to play Roblox. That's if that's the official game I'm going to play or not. Okay, guys. Do you guys... I think I got one more thing I want to do before I end off the stream. I'm going to go off camera for a second to get what I need, but I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab something that I think I want to do for the final 10 minutes. Let's see. Okay. 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 Okay, I got what I needed, guys. I got what I needed. Okay, I'm back. I got what I needed. So, if you guys are wondering what my ranking for the Friday the 13th franchise is, here's what it is. Carrie B. How many horror t-shirts do you have? A lot. I have a lot of horror t-shirts. I have a lot of horror t-shirts. I don't know how many exactly I have. I'm going to have to say that I at least have over 20, maybe. Maybe over 20. At this point, I don't really keep count anymore based on how many that I have, but I know that I at least have over 20. But to end off this live stream, I'm going to be giving my ranking of the Friday the 13th franchise. So I think, how should I do this? Should I go from 1 to 12 or 12 to 1? From what film? I'm going to be ranking all the Friday the 13th movies. All of them. All 12. All 12. So I plan on ranking all the Friday... I plan on ranking all the Friday the 13th movies from the original Friday the 13th to Friday the 13th Part 12, basically Friday the 13th the remake. So should I go 1 to 12 or 12 to 1? Should I go best to worst or worst to best? What would you guys like me to do? I was thinking about going to best to worst, but maybe worst to best is better. But I don't know. It's up to you guys what you want me to do. What do you want me? Okay, worst to best. So I think the worst movie in the Friday the 13th franchise is Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. I'm not really a big fan of that movie, to be honest. I'm not a big fan. Number 11 would be the Friday the 13th remake. 10th place would be Jason X. 9th place would be Friday the 13th Part 7. 8th place would be Friday the 13th Part 2. 7th place would be Part 3. 6th place would be Part 9, which would be Jason Goes to Hell. Part 5, or number 5 would be Part 8, Jason Goes to Manhattan. Number 4 would be Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th. Number 3 would be Freddy vs. Jason. Number 2 would be Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. And my number 1 would be Friday the 13th Part 4. So that's my ranking of all the Friday the 13th movies. So let me say this one more time. Worst is Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. 11th place would be Part 12, Friday the 13th, the remake. Number 10 would be Jason X. Part 9 would be... Number 9 would be Part 7. That would be... what would that be? That would be The New Blood. Part 3 would be Friday the 13th Part 8 would be... Number 8 would be Part 2, Friday the 13th Part 2. Number 7 would be Friday the 13th Part 3. Number 6 would be Friday the 13th Part 9, which is Jason Goes to Hell. Number 5 would be Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Number 4 would be the original Friday the 13th from 1980. Number 3 would be Freddy vs. Jason. Number 2 would be Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, and then number 1 would be Part 4. So that's my ranking of the Friday the 13th franchise. Awesome. Carrie B. Well, I will check you out later. So have a horror-filled Friday, laughing out loud. Thank you. You too, man. Thank you for joining. I'm the real Yuri. I've got a question. Hypothetically, if someone has never heard of Christianity or God, would they go to hell or heaven? That's kind of a loaded question for me to end off this stream, to be honest with you. I don't know how this question ended up being in Friday the 13th. If the person was Jason Voorhees, they would probably be going to hell. But I've got a question. Hypothetically, if someone has never heard of Christianity or God, would they go to hell or heaven? I don't think they would go to heaven, but I don't think they would go to hell either. I think that they would probably... they would probably be in purgatory. They would probably be in purgatory, and they probably would be getting some sort of judgment from God, depending on what they have done in their life and what sins they have committed. That's my answer to that. I'm the real Yuri. Okay, how about this one? Would you rather date Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers? I would date Michael Myers. That's simple. I would date Michael Myers, though I'm a guy and I like women. So in that instance, Jason Voorhees or Michael Myers would have to be a woman. Like okay, so let's say we have to give Jason and Michael some women names. So I believe I would have to either date Michelle Myers or what's a girl name for Jason? Uh uh okay, so I would have to either date Michelle Myers or Josie Voorhees. I think I'm gonna go with Michelle Myers. But to your I'm Yuri. Jalen Voorhees. Okay, Jalen Voorhees. Okay. Well, you know, yeah, like I said, I'm a guy, I'm straight, I like women. But if I had to date somebody, I would probably date the woman version of Michael Myers. Because I mean, if they did a gender swap for Jason and Michael, I figured they would have the same continuity as Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees. So I figure that's how it's gonna go. Um. So if anybody doesn't have oh, oh man, I'm the real Yuri. If Michael Myers blushed, do you think he colored the cheeks of his mask pink? I have. What am I getting myself into now? Um, maybe. I really don't know, man. I mean, or woman, man, woman, whatever. I don't know. Like, this is not. This is something that I haven't thought of. I've never thought. Like, yeah, I know that they could do a gender swap for Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, but I don't know if Michael Myers would blush his mask pink with blushed cheeks. I have no idea. I have no idea. But anyways, guys, if anybody has any more Friday the 13th related stuff they would like to talk to me in the chat or in general, please post what you want to post in the chat. If not, I'm going to end off the stream here. I hope everybody has enjoyed my Friday the 13th live stream, me talking about Friday the 13th. I hope everybody enjoyed. If you guys have not, please liked, subscribed, and commented to my YouTube channel. Please do. Please don't forget to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Turn on all notifications. Don't forget to come back to my live streams and post in the chat. And also try to help me get my watch hours up to get me monetized on YouTube. And I hope everybody has enjoyed this Friday the 13th live stream. Me talking about Friday the 13th. Oh man. Prolapse Danus 2614. Hi. If Jason Voorhees could meet Shannon Wish Dragon from Dragon Ball, what do you think he would wish for? I think Jason would probably wish for a better life, probably. He would probably wish for a better life, and he would probably wish for not to be bullied by those kids in that camp that he was killed by in the first movie. But anyway, if that's your guys' last minute questions, thank you everybody for joining this live stream. I definitely appreciate it. Please don't forget to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube. You know what? I'm going to keep going because people keep joining. So, actually, we're not ending the stream yet because people keep joining. So, I'm the real Yuri. Yeah, I'm good. Thanks a bunch. You're welcome. You're welcome. If there's anybody in the stream that would like to ask me anything else about Friday the 13th before I end the stream, please do. If not, I'm the real Yuri. Have a great day, sir. You too. And please don't forget to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Turn my notifications on for all my videos. And keep joining the streams. Please keep posting in the chat. And get my watch hours up for me to be monetized. That would be appreciated. Wow, this stream just keeps going, man. Oh man, more people are joining. Oh man! Oh man, I thought this stream was gonna be over. I didn't think people would be joining now. I've been streaming for like an hour and 5 minutes now. But hey, I'm happy that people are joining. The more the people join, the more I can talk to you guys, the more the stream continues. The more the stream continues. So, if there's anything you would like to ask me about Friday the 13th in the chat, please do. I have already talked about what I've wanted to talk about for Friday the 13th. So, I'm out of ideas. But, if you guys have anything you want to say about Friday the 13th, please post in the chat. If not, well, that's fine. So yeah. Well, I think I'm going to end off the stream here. I think everybody has had enough of my Friday the 13th live stream, me talking about Friday the 13th. Excuse me, I burped. I hope everybody has enjoyed this stream. I hope everybody has enjoyed me talking about Friday the 13th. Like I said multiple times, if you guys like this, please don't forget to please like, subscribe, and comment to my YouTube channel. Turn on all notifications to see all my videos. Please rejoin the live streams and post in the chat if you're enjoying the live streams. And please keep joining to get my watch hours up. I want to be monetized on YouTube. So if you can do that, thank you. Thank you for everybody joining. I hope everybody had fun. I hope everybody enjoyed this Friday the 13th live stream. Me talking about Friday the 13th. I hope everybody enjoyed. Thank you for everybody joining. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Bye everybody. Bye everybody. Bye. Bye everybody. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.